Let's find out. We're here. It's back at Erangel. It's time to see where these guys are dropping. Let's get into that game, as I'm hoping that we're going to be seeing Balkan Eagles do fairly well. I'm looking to see, as you were saying it, these underdogs, maybe doing better, because we saw 4 dogs with 1 player get 4th place, which means just 1 person needs to be the hero.
Yeah, 1 person needs to get it done, but it's all about the late games as well. You as much as it's very entertaining to see it, this is going to be a unicorn situation. I think we're going to get a second round. But let's talk about this flight path. Very northern, and if some bizarre reason we go down south towards that military base, a lot of people are going to struggle with their rotation. Of course, the ones closer to the end of this flight path won't be as stretched out, won't be as worried, but I feel some secondary positions are going to be picked here.
Let's see if any solid positions are going to start, as we need to see a little bit more from chain reaction. We got to see, again, as we talked about in the first Erangel map, this is definitely all about the zone. It's where you're going to be funneled through. You have places like school and military base, which, you know, the odds of us going to the exact same ring as last time, very slim. But if we do see it, we can also see that northeast side, and hopefully we can see a little bit more of those funneled plays. That's what this map is all about. Pushing these teams into these big skirmishes at long distances. And as long as I can see a little bit of that, I'm going to be pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain to little skirmishes early on, and I'm not gonna mind in the late game as well. But the big question is, where's our zone? Where are we looking for our positioning? Zone has popped up. We will get to that in a moment. But there's a part of me that wants us to go south. I want a military base map for today.
I would like one just because there is a lot of cover, but I think there's just so many cooler options. I want school. You know, you want military, I want school. We both don't deserve what we want, because apparently we're going back to the same place over in Stalber, over in the top right. And it's a little bit more northbound this time, so nothing too crazy, but very interesting switch up here.
I would say this is actually quite crazy, because a large majority of that circle is not in play. A large majority is in water, and that's unplayable. So a lot more teams are going to be fighting on the southern ridge. We're going to have a lot of teams who want to go north of the water as well, try and get themselves into this pocket. Stalber will become a lovely king of the hill situation where teams will find themselves climbing up. But mostly it's that southern region, that southern part of that circle, where we're going to see the most fights unfold, where essentially the rotation comes from, unless someone does a wild rotation to the west.
There's a good chance that that might happen, as, you know, just like you can go, okay, yeah, that's a bad spot. There's going to be a lot of heat there. A lot of these teams are thinking the same. They know that there's going to be a lot of heat in that zone, so best to avoid it, you know? That's the big concern here, is try to avoid the fight or go for the fight. If your players like 4 dogs, you want to go for the fights. They're already hunting and trying to, you know, clear these zones to get these picks. And Hisense just team killed. Am I crazy?
I honestly didn't even see the notification come through. I'm going to take your word, because I saw something so brief. Yeah. Well,
no, where Hisense just team killed.
No
Fully
idea.
unloaded into a guy.
No idea. I'm gonna assume yes. Let's run the storyline. Win the news article. Hisense kills her own teammate.
It'd be shocking, but I've seen crazier things. And talking about crazy things, it's going to be chain reaction versus 4 dogs, already out for blood.
Oh, this is bold. Just rock up onto the point, and our previous heavy hitter, who got 8 of his own kills, will drop to the floor instantly.
He's not done yet, though.
Are you sure? The guy's around the corner. He's about to.
Trust it. Trust that he can. He's his teammate will back him up. I feel it. All right. Oh, he's dead.
Plot armor gets immediately removed.
Well, now it's time for his teammates to show. Okay, he did the equivalent of any first-person shooter going. I got mine last set. He got him to fourth place single-handedly. So now it's his other 3 teammates to try to do the job for him.
Facts, absolute facts. But realistically, the aggression in that push was not needed. 4Dogs could have held this compound here and just played off it. They're a good distance away from the edge of zone. They in a comfortable position, and now they have sightlines of more teams. They know where 2 are, so why not play off this?
Fair enough. I mean, you're in a decent spot. You can do all right, but look at this. It's the previous victors. Smoke wall being stared down by 4Dogs. I mean, they want to get this value as best as they can, and unfortunately for Smoke, they don't really have much else going on. I think it's Chains on the other side of them, trying to, chain reaction, trying to maybe get some footing here, but there's no reason a lot of people need to move. Unless you're Viz, who just lost another player, as Joven is punishing them. But oh my god, this is a crazy amount of views that you get from just this box. And UNT, I mean, we talked about them as the bottom of the barrel right now, the underdogs. And I think the main reason is, how many times have we seen them taking these pot shots and nothing hits?
Probably all of them.
Every shot.
It's probably the answer, but that's, I'm not trying to be harsh and cruel to the absolute max. It is fact. It is fact. Unlike the Ultra North, the tryhards, they've... how do we describe the Ultra North? They have good positioning. They know what to do. They just didn't...
Don't do it?
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Oh, that is UNT, Ultra North tryhards. They have been in great... They have been in those fights. They have been trying. But as you said, their pop shotting has been questionable.
They just don't hit their shots. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a shooter. You have to land your shots. And now getting into this next little bit of the phase 1, starting to, have this ring closing in, we might be seeing some more. But surprise, surprise, we're seeing a very different outcome than the last time. We've seen some pretty much goated players fall early. We've seen some low-level players from previous games showing up with a little bit more confidence, But as we are now moving slightly into this next one, I do want to see more from 7 Gaming. They're very close to getting into the top 5. They're at rank 6 right now, and they had 4 elims last time, so they were able to wipe a whole squad. So looking at half of them, you still are looking for those big plays. And 7 Gaming, I think they're taking it slow. They know that they can place well, especially considering we have 4 maps after this.
This just adds another team that are looking at 4Dogs right now. 4Dogs have chain reaction. They have 7 Gaming.
Oh my god.
They don't have Mirror, though. Mirror are just, well, they're getting all so aggressive as it is going to be the Ultra North. Getting 2 against one of the top teams in the server. How about Return Fire? Forsaken, able to get a shot and get it done. What? Annihilation, and the Ultra North tryhards was looking good, but went down so quickly.
Mira just absolutely shredded them so well. I mean, this is why, they had 9 elims last time, and they placed 2nd. So, point-wise, they're doing really good. But Smoke Wall, the other end of this, the other layer to this team, you are looking at, of course, a position, a bunker set up here, and nobody really wants to step on this bunker. There's no reason to. Mira is in a transitory position with, I think, 4Dogs having the high ground on them, so that's the only reason they're kind of sticking it out.
4Dogs best position. I was saying how Smoke Wall, chain reaction. We just saw 7 Game have a sightline on them as well. 4Dogs, it may look like they're in danger, but realistically, they're in primal position because the other teams also will have sightlines on each other. As we are seeing, I just saw Exerts really, X-Riz, sorry. He's really far south, playing on that hill, and I'm worried that a sniper bullet might catch him off guard.
You never know what's going to happen until it happens, especially with these teams. I mean, you're looking at just a lot of confidence. And 31 Gaming starts off with another. But look at Sweaty Farmers being able to be here. But Balkan Eagles is just taking a little bit too much as another shot. Quick and dirty. They're getting a little bit forced back here as well. Lots of fear in their team's hearts as right now they're down one. They know that they've been spotted. And even with this wonderful high ground, they have to start moving into some positions where they're going to be able to see these players.
Stolber's still in play. This is going to be King of the Hill. Are we actually going to get a King of the Hill game? But before that, chain reaction, beautiful nade. Lands right by their feet in the Balkan Eagles. They got to go inside this building. This is the difficult bit. Is pushing and clearing because there is a bunker to this building. Has been caught off guard. Oh, that's a free kill if I say so myself. Thank you.
Well, chain reaction. Balkan Eagles. Good use of util.
Good name.
We're going to see half of his HP going down, and now Rafa wants to push on in. This is huge for them. Now, will this Balkan be able to cook? No, unfortunately, he's getting Swiss cheese. Chain reaction, shotgun swap, and boom, that's going to be a counter. What a shot up here. Now it's the real Superman, 10 HP, and attempt to clutch, and Balkan Eagles gets eliminated. The team in 15th, and unfortunately, that cements their spot at the bottom. I mean, yes, they got 1 or 2, so maybe they got 2 points here compared to some of the 20s you're looking at the top of the top.
I'll tell you what, shotgun's so good in CQB. It's so overpowered, but that blue zone's also as overpowering as it's doing a lot of damage. Thankfully, there is a bit of blue jammer in play to keep him alive. A little bit of healing. He's healing through a blue BZ grenade. That's incredible. Can he stay alive for the last bit? Molly goes out, has to run up the stairs. Go Webb.
Oh,
is on fire. His teammate's on fire. He's body blocked them.
Go Webb, what are you doing? Why are you running back into it? What am I watching here? They're almost dead to the molly. What? No, he burns to death? Oh my god. He actually burns to death by walking back into a Molotov. And now you're going to be seeing Highset getting another one down. Huge counterplay here. And even though they started off by taking Awful Kid Sad out of the game themselves, said, watch this, buddy. You're going to spectate. Here we go. Another fart. And there it is. AF is down. Attack field is gone.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing to watch. 4 straight up, and it was the confusion from the molly. What do? You can't push up into that stairwell because you run the risk of a player waiting to shoot you down. But at the same time, you have to be aggressive because your exit option's gone unless you jump out the building. So miscommunication, misplay, and actually, I've got a feeling Hisense is split here. Yeah, I think this is a solo player in a 3-man team.
Yes. Man's doing his own thing. He took out a whole squad by his own. I think he's have the right to do it. But look at this, Sweaty Farmers, proving that just having the information might be more valuable. They're just looking right now for these players. But as you can see, a lot of this ring is not on playable ground. We're looking at a solid 20% of it sitting outside on the ocean. So this is a much tighter ring than the circle phase would let you believe. And that's why we're seeing a lot of these picks early.
4th phase is when the ring will move away from water. So we may get one more that still is pushing a lot of these players north. It could push these players going south. I wouldn't be surprised. No, we're still, most of that ring is still in water. So that is crazy. Look
That's
how
a
much
50%
space.
split.
Look at the space they have to play off. This is basically not even a phase 4. That's a phase 5-6 ring right here. Because you know the next one's going to be inland.
Yeah, there's not a lot of options left. I don't know. I mean, you are going to see Smoke Wall though, starting with their high ground, pincer. Everybody wants to get to the beach. We're about to see a D-Day reenactment here. Not exactly optimal, but they're online for it. And look at these shots. 1, 2, and not a finisher. But if they blow up the car, that'll be it for this team. And this is Mira, who is downed. Huge here from Smoke Wall. But what? spawn. Selb managing to grab Haven and knock down Smoke Wall here. Smoke, they're kind of stuck in this little ravine, but they gotta get themselves picked up. Mira might just be eliminated soon. You have not a lot of time. Fakes in the last player to try to just keep breathing here. But right now, Smoke, look at the positioning. They're kind of split up enough that it's making it work, but Team Mira eliminated in number 13. The second seed dropping fast from a poor positioning and a lot of team play.
It's unfortunate, but everyone's going to be fighting over compound because it's going to be the only thing saving grace. 31's pushing inside the building. Chain reaction. Oh, nothing much you can do it when you're stuck inside. They're not out and they're not done. A player is remaining somewhere on this map, but that nade from Sleb is just perfect. Absolute perfection. How about pushing in his roof? Goes and gets it cleaned up. Hisense have nothing on this compound.
But they still have one player alive, and that's all that they need. I mean, we saw the solo plays that we got from one of their players. Now, can we see it again? The problem is I don't think anyone knows where the last player is for them because they've been so spread out. Yeah, you're not obviously not going to be able to revive your teammates now, but I don't think you have to worry about your team falling because you're just doing your own thing, soloing it up. But what is this? This
is risky.
They're hunting.
Sway Farmers, they've having to come down Salba, and they're taking this long way around because they've heard the car. They're looking to try and get a rotation cutoff. But it's damaging them.
Wait, how is Sada back in the game?
You could get someone back in because of the new update allows you to revive people. So let's bring him back.
Yeah, bringing Sada back. Four Dogs might just be able to turn it around because now they're fighting the number one. They say, okay, Smoke Wall, you guys are number one. We have to get rid of you. And that's what they're doing. But 31 Gaming from behind, it's huge. And Four Dogs gets completely eliminated. 31 Gaming, the king of the high ground yet again. But this time they get a lot more value from it. And those are 5 kills for them this time. But Maris, he's taking a lot of damage. This blue zone, his zone is just cooking him, and he's in. He's safe, but Hisense, the final player, hunted down by SP Esports, and they're going to be able to take it down. But unfortunately here, there's not a whole lot of time remaining for the ring. We'll keep pushing them towards the beach.
Talking of the ring, how about another quick drop of the code? Blue Zone Bruiser. All in caps, no spaces. Blue Zone Bruiser. That's your code. Put it in. Earn some lovely little rewards, and that's exactly the damage 31 Gaming has felt throughout this game. It's phase 4. Yes, you could deal with it. You could survive it. Your jammers will hold you off for a little bit, but you have to use unnecessary heals to get yourself in the game again.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the play, but look at this. Smoke Wall only has one player left. XRTZ. Let's see if Arteezy is going to be able to make this work. And 7 Gaming. Chain reaction Shin is gone. The nade is nearly flawless, but will we see the pick? And yep, you show ahead, and he's going to make you out of the game. And 31 Gaming completely abandoning their player here, knowing that if they just get another angle, they can pick him up after they finish. And Maris is doing exactly what works so well against Viz. And Smokewall gets eliminated because right behind him, it's a snipe from Selb.
Well, 31, as we talked about how brilliant they were on the first round, how they cleanly got themselves on perched on a hill, did well, held the people off. But they're going up against somebody they know all too well. That's Viz. Just next door to them, a little rivalry brewing between each other. I'm sure even outside the servers, these two teams have collided with each other God knows how many times on the EU scrims. The NA Scrim server as well. The number of times I've seen these two teams hash it out between them, it does make them a little bit of mortal enemies. So be prepared. That fight is brewing and set to happen.
Here we go. Casual player. Sweaty Farmers, they're just not shooting. And that's they gave a little bit too much time, and now casual players down. So 7 Gaming finally realizes, wait a minute, we've been getting stalked here. But chain reaction is what we need to be looking at as they are gone. Sweaty Farmers has to finally start unleashing the bullets. The hailstorm of lead is online, but it is Sweaty Farmers who's taking the advantage here as more and more people are going down. But casual, ooh, what a shot. RW Jacob, this guy's gaming.
Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Because they still got the little bit of fight to play off. There's a little bit of ridge that's in play, but you have to be mindful. 31 and Viz are behind this gunfight. So while this all unfolds, they've got that information. I think as well, just in the distance, it's SP Esports, so they too can close in onto this dogfight that is unfolding. And well, I tell you what, they are being smart here. They are being smart. They're keeping their eye on the rear because Viz are slowly closing in.
Slowly closing, but as we are looking at now, it's RW, Sweaty Farmers, Dima trying to keep it going, and Gregan, last 2. But 7 Gaming still king of the high ground, raining down on SP Esports, and might be able to rain on that parade, and look at these shots, but no, it does not find the final pick. And SP Esports keeps all 4, but 7 Gaming, they're locking it down, and quick and dirty, eliminated by Viz. Another team to fall. 6 teams remaining, 19 alive. And are we going to be seeing Sweaty Farmers start pushing their luck and try to push 7 Gaming into SP? The pincer would be intense, but as we're now away, finally, from the beach, it's now time for a forest fight as Viz gets 31 Gaming, Ishkak down, and 7 Gaming wants to keep pushing, but look at this. SP, they've got the flank on Sweaty, and they're doing it, but oh, what a shot from Dima. And if Dimia can keep this going, they should be fine, but SP, they're not done. They're worried about a battle on 3 fronts here.
Yeah, 7 is very dangerously tucked in behind these rocks as well. So SP, they know where this gunfight's been happening. They've slowly encroached on it, but 7 has buried themselves in. They've put themselves in this power position where they can get these little pop shots. Meanwhile, Sweaty Farmers, because they've been fighting with 7 for so long, both these 2 teams are low on utility, low on ammo, and they're struggling. And this is why SP are taking advantage of it. However, it's still trading back and forth. 20 Farmers still alive. There's still 1 to go who's standing. He's got a dropped player next to him, but it's a matter of shots.
There we are. Nice. 31 Gaming. That's going to be Maris down to the zone or disconnect. Zone just gone. And unfortunately, Sweaty Farmers is now finding their final end. Even if they put up such a great fight against both 7 and SP, it's a teamwork from both sides to finish off the game, leaving us now with 5 teams. The top 5 is coming here, and it's time to see who's going to walk away with some decent picks, decent points for their team, as I believe no one from the top 3 last time is still alive.
No one is. I think 31 made it. Yes, 31 did make it to the top 4, actually. So that stands corrected. Viz went out round about this point, but this time they're holding a position a little bit better as they are playing a 2-front game. How about that? Get rid of 3, get rid of 2, sorry, and get them to the floor. As Spoon Sleb, they've been quietly on the other side as well, getting involved. SP finally takes down 1 member of 7. There's the second wipe. We're down to a final 4.
Yeah, 31 Gaming down to 1 player remaining, but SPE Esports just in a perfect positioning, similar to what Mira and Smoke had last time. All 4 remaining, all of the ammo in the world, lots of smokes, lots of utility, and it is Spontaneous to fall. Has annihilated them, and now is on the 10 kill board with their killing spree. This is a lot of points for Viz. Exactly what they needed to do comparatively. They were 7th last time, and this could put them in the number 1 if they just knocked out SP, who's much vibing for those top spots.
I'll tell you what's really smart here is that 31 have positioned themselves down to the south. They're playing with zone, they're not worrying too much, while SP and Viz, they're playing quite north. Oh no. 31 got spotted, so they know 1 player's down there, but the real fight is on top of the hill, and that's what 31 Gaming's hoping, is these 2 teams focus up on each other.
Let's see if that focus is going to be enough. 31 taking their time, but he's stuck down there, and Estrella knows where they're at. Spots him through the smoke. Not going to quite land the shots, but they know that's the final player. We can now try to isolate Viz. He's going to be all the way down there. We have time, and the ring is going to be on our side. So, moving in, SP versus Viz, and oh wait, no, they're still looking for 31 Gaming. They're still looking for the final player here, and will they find it? Will they get that guaranteed second place?
All he has to do is just play into he's in the zone right now, so find a nice cover that he can play off. A little bit of a hill would benefit him massively, but Estriel is peppering them, and that's 10 kills now for SP as well. So Viz and SP both at the double digits. Zeech, that nearly took him down. 1 HP in a dream. I tell you what, that's a little too close for my liking.
Yeah, just a little bit too much, but do you have lots of players here? Viz down to just one with one knocked. I think this is... We pretty much know who's going to be walking away from this one. After looking at this kind of aggression, there's no real just denying it. This is an SP-owned map.
How long can they string this out? We're only on phase 6, by the way. Only touched at phase 7 now. So it's been a little while. Can't believe. I think he thinks this is Team Viz essentially got full control of zone, and all they need to do here is just keep Viz out of the point.
Ooh, but Estrella bites off more than they could chew and will be knocked down. Now it's going to just be Zeech going in to try to find it. Spots the head, but it's just too far of a shot. The bullet drop's not going to allow you to get that angle off. And now, with util out, one nade, one player. Molly's online, and look at this. Believe managing to grab M41, and the final player cooks, and winner chicken dinner. This one's a nice rotisserie. Toasted and SP Esports 13 kill leader and point leader now in our bracket.